What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about how to work out to keep your testosterone levels high as you age. For those of you who are new here, my name is Richardson. I'm a personal trainer, a certified nutrition coach, and a chemical engineer. In my earlier 20s, I was unhealthy and fat and lazy and overweight, and I struggled with symptoms of low testosterone, and it was really just causing all these negative effects of my life. And eventually I started to get my life back on track, and now I have a YouTube channel teaching men how to do the same, keep their testosterone levels nice and high and healthy as they age. So if you're new here and you're into that kind of content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But let's go ahead and dive into today's video on how to work out to keep your testosterone levels high. So the primary goal of working out to get higher testosterone levels and keep them high as you age is to train to get stronger. So the specific goal of you working out is to get stronger. And to build strength, you have to work out a certain way. You can't just go into the gym and toss around weights and, do 3 or 4 sets of 10 and hope that you are going to get good results. You need to actually push your body to its limits in order to build strength. That means you have to lift weights that you have never lifted before. So there's a couple of important aspects to be able to do this. So one thing that you need to do is to, first off, limit your exercises. What I mean by this is you're not going to be able to work on everything. So if you're trying to increase your bench press, and you also want to work on your shoulders, and you also want to work on your legs, you also want to work on your back, and there are certain exercises that, you want to hit deadlifts, you want to hit squats, you want to hit flat bench, you want to hit military press, you want to hit Bulgarian split squats. You need to be okay with limiting how many exercises that you do. Take some time to work on progressing on a particular exercise, and every few months, switch it up a little bit. Another thing you're going to need to do is rest between your sets. Approximately 3 minutes is what you want to shoot for. Now, this makes a big difference. It makes a much bigger difference than you realize, because resting 2 minutes versus resting 3 minutes between your sets, you are going to notice, just time it. Time it and see what it does for your performance on a particular set. If your goal is to build strength, you need to rest at least 3 minutes between your sets. And in the same way that you are limiting the number of exercises that you're doing per workout, you also have to limit how many sets that you do. So, limit sets to 2 to 3 sets. So you're going to do 2 to 3 working sets when you work on a particular exercise. And if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed by now, don't worry, I'll go over an example, and that should clarify things a little bit. I'm just kind of taking a bird's eye view of everything right now, so that you understand the general principles of how to build strength. Which, by the way, all of this, your goal is to get stronger, so that you can build testosterone and keep testosterone high. Because building strength is going to keep your testosterone levels high as you age. So just to kind of reconvene, what is the point in all of this? Why are we being this specific? Because this is what it takes to get stronger. And if you want to keep your testosterone levels high as you age, you must get stronger. So we have a couple things here. Limit your exercises. Rest between your sets at least 3 minutes. Limit sets to 2 or 3 sets. Another thing is workout frequency. Work out 2 to 3 times per week on non-consecutive days. If I could spell, non-consecutive days. This means don't work out on back-to-back days. If your goal is to get stronger, you need to push yourself when you go to the gym. You're there to lift heavy weights. And that requires more than just working your muscles. Your central nervous system is going to be stimulated from doing this. You're going to be making faces that are butt ugly, and if you're not lifting heavy enough weights. So working out on non-consecutive days, leaving at least one day to rest between your workouts, that is going to allow you to push yourself every time you go to the gym. You're going to be stacking more barbells, or you're going to be stacking more plates on the barbell every time you go into the gym. Well, we'll go over a progression system. I'm kind of exaggerating, but the general idea is if you take time to recover and rest between your workouts, you're going to hit the gym hard every single time that you go in. So these are some pretty general recommendations on how to get stronger, because these are the basics. Not a lot of people do this. People will go into the gym and they'll just toy around. They'll do 3 sets of 10 on bench press. They don't even know why. Or they'll do an entire workout on the bench press. They'll do an entire workout deadlifting or squatting or something. They'll do like 6 sets of 10. It's ridiculous. You don't need to do that. You need to limit how many sets you do. You need to limit how many exercises you do. You should do a variety of exercises. You shouldn't just go into the gym and do bench press the entire workout. That's dumb. But this is the general foundation of how you're going to go about building strength. So let's take a look at an example here, because you'll probably understand what I'm talking about best if I just show you an example here. So we'll use one of my favorite movements, incline barbell press, as our example here. Incline barbell press. Sorry guys, I'm an engineer. I'm like good with numbers and stuff, but I'm not very good at spelling. So bear with me. So incline barbell press. I'll go over just an example of what I typically lift when I do incline barbell press. So first off, you want to do a couple warm-up sets before you go into your working sets. So you'll probably do warm-up set number 1 and warm-up set number 2. And again, this is going to vary for you. I don't know what weights you lift, but this is about what I lift. So my warm-up set for my first one, 135 pounds for 5 reps. And then I'll rest a little bit. I'll put a little bit more weight on the barbell, 175 pounds for like 3 reps. And then I rest for 3 minutes. And then after I rest for this 3 minutes, because remember I said rest longer between the difference between 2 and 3 minutes, that makes a big difference. Rest for 3 minutes, and then we're going to do working set, WS number 1. This right here, working set number 1, that is it should be your heavy set. Now, we'll go into what reverse pyramid training is here in a second, but I'm just going to explain it kind of on the fly here. So working set number 1, that is your heavy set. So my heavy set, typically, I'll shoot for 225 for 5 reps. Now, why am I not going heavier and doing a 1 rep max? Because to get stronger, you need to push yourself outside of your comfort zone, but you shouldn't push yourself so hard to the point where you risk getting injured. Because if you injure yourself, you're going to need to take weeks off the gym. You're probably just going to take like 3 steps backward, and it's just not good. So sticking to like 5 or 6 reps for your heavy set, working set number 1, that is kind of the sweet spot that you want to stick in, because 5 reps is enough reps that you know you're probably not going to hurt yourself. Like, I know if I try 225 pounds, I'm going to be able to do at least 3 or 4. I'm shooting for 5, but I can safely do 3 or 4. And if I get to 4 and I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm going to get this last one, I can stop and I'm safe. And I'm not going to hurt myself. I'm not going to injure myself. That is why you want to shoot for about 5 or 6 reps on your heavy set. So, but it's still a low enough rep range that, 225 pounds, that's pretty heavy. I only weigh like 165 pounds or something, so that's a pretty good amount of weight for a guy like me to be lifting. So it's definitely going to push my body to force it to adapt over the course of weeks. But that's kind of the reasoning behind why you want to do this set right here, your working set number 1. That's your heavy set. And you also want to do it pretty early on in your workout so that you can, like, this should be a very difficult set for you. 225 pounds for 5 reps, like, I'm going to be making faces that are not very attractive. So, again, rest. Hopefully you can see this. Rest 3 minutes after you do your heavy set, then working set number 2. This will be your medium set. So you're going to decrease the weight a little bit. I don't know, I'll probably shoot for like 205 pounds for 7 reps. Something like that. That seems like a reasonable medium set. So now I'm getting a little bit more volume in, but I'm still lifting a pretty, it's pretty heavy weight. It's more than my body weight, so I personally think it's pretty heavy. But I'm shooting for a little bit higher reps, getting a little bit more volume in, but I'm still kind of in that 5 to 8 rep range. I'm not going crazy high for volume. And then you'll do another working set, number 3. I don't know, I'll probably shoot for like 185 for 8 reps. So, this is kind of an example, putting a few of the things together that I talked about. So resting longer between your sets so that you can build strength. And when you do this heavy set and you jump into these lighter sets, they're going to feel pretty easy. You should still be feeling it by the 7th or 8th rep or whatever it is that you're shooting for. It's still going to be challenging, but after you do this real heavy set and then you lower the weight, that weight's going to feel pretty easy. So this is an example of how you would do a big compound movement like this. Now, we'll sort of talk about the difference between these big compound lifts versus isolation exercises. But if you follow something like this, you're going to be in good shape. So let's continue to use this example, only now let's talk about how to progress. So I showed you how to set up or structure your exercises, do a couple warm-up sets, then jump into your working sets. Let's talk about how to progress. So week 1, which, by the way, to do all of this, you're going to have to write down how much weight you lift. You're going to write down how many reps you do, and ideally, like, set a timer on your phone for 3 minutes when you rest between your sets. So let's say week 1, your heavy set is 225 pounds for 5 reps. Okay, so the next week, you're going to do the same exact workout. So this is still incline barbell press. And your heavy set, you kind of have 2 options here. You can either shoot for 6 reps at the same weight, or increase the weight a little bit and shoot for 5 reps. So let's say you increase it to 230 pounds. Very small change, but you're still getting stronger. you lifted more weight than you did the previous week. And then let's say on week 3, you're heavy set. Now you shoot for 6 reps at the same weight from the previous week. So this is kind of an example of a progression system. Let's throw one more week in here. Why not? So your heavy set again is, I don't know, let's say you try to increase it a little bit more, but now you're going to come back down to 5 reps. Even though the previous week you shot for 6, now you go back down to shooting for 5 at a higher weight. So this is kind of an example of how you would follow a progression system week to week. Now, what other things can we talk about? Let's talk about compound lifts versus isolation exercises. So all of these strategies to get stronger, train to get stronger, because when you train to get stronger, you will keep your testosterone levels high. By the way, let's go on a side tangent real quick. Let's talk about the 2 different kinds of hypertrophy. So there's myofibrillar hypertrophy, which is how strength training, and there's sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. So myofibrillar hypertrophy is when you lift weights and with the specific goal to get stronger, and you are actually building new muscle fibers in order to lift heavier weights. Okay? It's lean, dense muscle mass. That's what myofibrillar hypertrophy is. You are building lean, dense muscle mass. And when you build lean, dense muscle mass, that muscle mass is there to stay for a long time. I could take months off of the gym and go back into the gym and probably pick up a little bit below where I left off. Because I have taken years to build strength and build dense, lean muscle mass. It's not going anywhere. This whole idea that, if you stop working out for like a week or 2, you're going to lose all your gains. The reason that is, it's kind of a myth, but it's kind of true, because that will happen if you pump train. And essentially, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy versus myofibrillar hypertrophy, you can maximize muscle size, you can maximize how much fluid your muscles carry, just to kind of simplify things. The size increases, but you are not building new muscle fibers to be able to lift heavier weights. You're just increasing how much fluid your muscles can hold. So yeah, if that's the primary way that you train, if you stop working out for a couple weeks, yeah, you probably could lose that size pretty quickly. But if you train to get strong, that's not going nowhere. So, compound lifts. So with compound lifts, these are what you want to follow the progression system and all of the tips that I just showed you. So I'll give you just incline, press, squats, deadlifts, and these include all variations. So incline barbell press, incline dumbbell press, squats like Bulgarian split squats or barbell squats, deadlifts, sumo lifts, whatever. Pull-ups, pulls, I'm dumb. Pull-ups or chin-ups. Lat pull-downs. That's a good exercise if you can't do pull-ups to work on your upper back strength. Most of these, flat bench press, which shoulder press, any kind of variation. All of these are examples of compound lifts because they're movements where you're recruiting a lot of muscle volume, especially in your upper body. Obviously, except for like squats and deadlifts, but a lot of these exercises recruit large amounts of muscle volume in your upper body, which also translates well to testosterone because as a man, you have a lot of potential to build muscle in your upper body. So really, upper body training, it should be the focus of your training. That is not to say don't train legs. You still want to train your legs because you want strong functional legs, and you don't want chicken legs either. But you should train your legs for strength and functionality, and your upper body, you probably want to train for strength, functionality, and to some degree, size as well. If you have small little chicken legs, then, shoot for strength and maybe a little bit of size, but that's kind of getting into a whole different thing. The point is, these are your compound lifts. A lot of them are upper body focused. You still want to do like some squats and some deadlifts to work on your legs, but incline presses, shoulders, upper back movements, and movements that recruit your arms and your back and your shoulders, muscles in your upper body, that is what you want to focus on. So these are your compound lifts. And then, I guess one more thing that I should mention about compound lifts is you want to do these first in your workout. So when you go into the gym, pick probably 2 compound lifts, work on those, and use the progression system that I showed, and rest 3 minutes between workout, or 3 minutes between your sets. Do like 3 sets, and you should be in good shape. And pick them, do them similarly week by week, and then you'll be good. Isolation exercises. These are just exercises that you can do to support additional muscle growth. They might translate a little bit into strength. Something like tricep pushdowns is a good one. Any kind of bicep curls. Any variation, again, like dumbbells, the easy barbell or whatever it's called. Calf raises, any kind of variation. I like single leg dumbbell calf raises, but any kind of variation of that. What else? Lat raises, face pulls, maybe leg extensions, the leg extension machine. That's a pretty good one. Extension. I'm sure there's more that I'm kind of just not thinking about. Maybe something like hanging leg raises, get some abs in. I'd consider that more of an isolation movement. So hopefully you guys can read my crappy handwriting, but these are some examples of isolation exercises. And real quick, let's go over how you go about incorporating these into your workout. So, let's use the example of tricep pushdowns. Why not? So, keep in mind, do isolation movements after compound lifts. Because your compound lifts, that's where you want to use all of your energy. Get strong, lift heavy, go hard every single time you go into the gym. That's where you want to expend most of your energy. And then once you do that, these isolation exercises, they're a little bit easier to do. So let's just use tricep pushdowns. Push downs as an example. So let's say you do 80 pounds for 10 reps. For isolation exercises, you can get away with resting a shorter period of time. So let's say you rest 1.5 minutes. And then, you decrease the weight down to 65 pounds. And you do 10 reps. Bear in mind, you're not resting as long, so, you might need to more aggressively decrease the weight. And then you go down to 50 pounds for 10 reps. And you could probably do one more set. Again, the isolation exercises, this is where you can get a little bit of volume in. You really want to pump out a lot of reps to support whatever kind of additional muscle gain that you want to see. This is a little bit more for probably physique development, but I think it's a good thing. It's a great thing to increase the size of certain muscle groups because, I mean, you're going to build a nice looking physique that way. So, in terms of progression, there are a couple ways that you can progress with these. First off, the obvious thing is you can increase how many reps you do week to week. So maybe week 1, you do 80 pounds for 10 reps. And then week 2, you do 80 pounds for 11 reps. Week 3, you do 80 pounds for 12 reps. Something like that. Another way that you can progress is obviously increase the weight. Week 1, you do 80 pounds for 10 reps. Week 2, you do 85 pounds for 10 reps. Week 3, you do 90 pounds for 10 reps. So, very similarly to how you increase strength, but there's also another option that you have, and that's decreasing your rest time. So, maybe week 1, you do 80 pounds for 10 reps, and you rest 1.5 minutes. Maybe the second week, you do 80 pounds for 10 reps, and you only rest for 1 minute. And then you jump into your next set, 65 pounds for 10 reps. That's another way that you can kind of progress with these, decrease how long you rest between your sets. So it's kind of like 3 things going on with this, whereas the strength training, the primary things that you want to focus on are do more reps or increase the weight. With these, increasing weight isn't as important. Your goal really is to get some volume in with these so that you can support whatever muscle growth that your physique needs support in. So, this is how you want to work out to keep your testosterone high as you age. Strength training really should be the foundation of all of your workouts. And it's important to rest long enough between your workouts because every time you hit the gym, your goal should be to make progress. It should be to do one more rep of your heavy set or lift a little bit heavier weight. And if you make this your goal, I mean, just imagine what you could accomplish over the course of like an entire year. And another thing that factors into this is you don't need to work out, and you should not work out every single day. You don't need to go into the gym every day and lift weights and, you know, like how a lot of people work out is they go in and they kind of just like throw weights around. Like I said, some people go into the gym and they'll sit on the bench press their entire workout and just do like 7-8 sets of 10 reps or something. To me, that's useless. You're not pushing your body to its limits. You're just grinding out volume, and you're not building strength that way. Like, you want to build strength. You want to push your body to lift weights that you have never lifted before. That is how you build strength, because the only way your body can adapt to that is to build more lean, dense muscle mass so that it can handle the load. And, I mean, your joints are also going to be strengthened from doing this as well. Gradually progressing and getting stronger week by week, that's going to strengthen your joints. You're going to build lean, dense muscle mass. And we won't talk about nutrition today, but if you stack that on top of following an effective nutrition protocol to get lean, lose body fat, then you're going to look phenomenal. Like, you're going to look great, factually. Like, if you have a lot of lean, dense muscle mass and you have a relatively low body fat percentage, you're going to look awesome. Another reason why it's great to work out between your set, or why it's great to work out on non-consecutive days, is that this is going to place you in like 2, 3, maybe 4 at maximum workouts per week. Not 5 or 6, so you're not going to have to live in the gym. That frees up your time to do a lot of other things. Like, I'm assuming that if you're a man and you're in the gym and you have fitness and nutrition goals and stuff, you're probably a pretty ambitious guy and you have other goals in life. Right now I'm working on my MBA because, I always kind of like to strive to better myself and improve myself, whether it's in the gym or, in my personal life or with my nutrition, at work, with my business, whatever it is. I'm always looking to improve somehow. So only having to work out 2 or 3 times per week, that frees up a lot of my time to be able to work on work stuff or school stuff or, whatever it is that I want to do. So, like some weekends I just go out and enjoy myself, or I hang out with friends and family and spend that time because that's important to me. So that's another advantage of limiting your workouts to 2 or 3 times per week, is now you have more time. You don't have to go to the gym 5-6 days a week, and you can still hit your fitness goals doing this. And I would say if you're a natural lifter, this is how you should do things, because you don't have the capacity to recover like men taking steroids do. I'm also assuming if you're watching this video, you probably want to do things naturally. I would not recommend going the testosterone replacement therapy route, unless you talk to your doctor and he or she thinks that's a good option for you. But I don't deal with that stuff. So anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap up the video. I hope you guys got a lot out of this. I know this was very detailed, and hopefully writing on the whiteboard and stuff kind of helped you guys out and take notes and whatnot, and it helped drill the information into your head. But this is how you want to work out. This is how you get stronger. This is how you build lean, dense muscle mass that you are going to carry with you for a very long time, which is going to keep your testosterone levels nice and high and healthy as you age. And if you develop this habit of building strength when you work out over the course of years, your testosterone levels very well could increase. Mine certainly have since I was in my early 20s, because I've built strength, I've lost body fat, and the lean dense muscle mass that I have built in the gym, it's not going anywhere. And I'm 30 years old, so I still got a good amount of my life to live. And I have no intention of halting strength training. I'm going to keep going, and my testosterone levels are going to stay nice and high and healthy as I age. That's the point of me making this video, because I want you to be able to do the same thing as well. If you like this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Let me know your thoughts about this video structure down in the comments below. This is sort of new for me. It's kind of unlike some of my other content, but I'm probably going to start making videos kind of like this. So leave a comment. Let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see me make in the future. I do have a program available if you're interested in learning more about a more structured routine to follow. It's called the Testosterone Accelerator Program. You can learn more about it by heading below to the link in the pinned comment. I'll leave a link there, and you can go over there and read up about it and enroll in that if you want to. And for a limited time, I have a way that I can message people on the platform that the program is hosted on, so we can connect one-on-one. I can only do that for so many people, though, because eventually, so many men will enroll in the program, and I can't be messaging everyone who enrolls. But go ahead and check that out if you're interested. If you made it to the end, I do appreciate the support, and I hope you got a lot out of this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Good luck in all of your efforts to build strength and boost your testosterone and keep them nice and high and healthy as you age. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.